There it is. Hey guys, Vax9343X here, back with the Jupiter in Blender. And last video we built the boiler, everything on the boiler, including the railings and the boiler and the rivets and all of it. And this video I would like to complete the smokestack, sand dome, and steam dome. Sorry, brain fart. So the boiler, or sorry, where the boiler meets the funnel is kind of interesting because it does this where it follows the whole it follows the shape of the boiler, and that's pretty difficult to recreate in Blender.
Or is it?
As it turns out, it's not too difficult. So, this technique was not developed by me. It was made by someone else. If I can find or remember their video, I'll put a link to it in the description. But if I can't, sorry. So we're gonna bring the cursor to. We're just gonna select. Well, I just want this face. So select or mesh, snap cursor to selected, and we are going to add a cylinder. The reason I put the spawned it in right there is because I wanted it to be perfectly centered with the rest of the trim. So I'm gonna add back in my reference so I can get a right size. I'm actually gonna hide this so I can see what I'm doing better. And I'm going to try and go from around here to there for my cube size. Not cube, my cylinder size. Sorry about that. So I think that's probably about good. And then I'm going to raise it up to around there, and I'm going to go into edit mode, and I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete the vertices so we just have one face. So I have my circle, took the top off of it. I bring it down pretty close. It doesn't really matter too much, but I'm going to do a shrink wrap. I'm going to select the boiler. I'm going to leave this at 0 so you can see on the inside it's fitted to the smoke box. I'm going to go back into object mode and I'm going to apply that. So once that is like that, I'm going to go into edit mode and I'm going to extrude it. See, it looks pretty good. Maybe if actually, okay. So I have my thingamabobber, my cylinder. And what I'm going to actually do first is I'm going to shade this auto smooth so we can see it looks a lot better. I don't know why it's doing that, but what the hell? Okay. I think that's a shading issue. Yeah, because it's fine. That's weird. Okay. Anyways, I'm going to shrink wrap this, and you can either do just near surface point or project. I don't really know what the difference is, to be honest, but looks better on mine if I do project. So I'm gonna apply that, and I will just yoink this surface and extrude it up. Yeah. It doesn't matter if there's like a hole because we're gonna fill that in with the smokestack, which we're gonna make now. So pretty simple, just adding a cylinder and shrinking it down to the right size, as you'd probably guess. So shrink that. bring that down. Just bring it down to past this, and then we're gonna scale that face into there, and just bring that down into there. It doesn't really matter because that will actually cover up the mistake I made, or not mistake, just how Blender works. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna blame it on Blender. Then we're gonna grab a loop cut and scale that out a little more, maybe to the edge of that, and then bevel it. Okay, there we go. So then for this top part, it's the same thing, just extruding it and scaling it. So extrude to there, scale it out, and you know, it's just the same procedure. Scaling, extruding, then scaling. So that looks pretty basic. I almost feel like something's wrong with it for some reason. I'm not quite sure. Let's look at this. Oh, that's right, because I'm in this mode. So maybe this could be a little bigger. Does that make it look better? I feel like that little top part is what's throwing me off. Maybe this should be a little thinner. Yeah, that almost looks, I think that looks a little better. But, yeah. So it should have, like, details and all that crap. But, I'm actually going to shade that flat. There we go. So, let's add that quote-unquote detail and crap. So, when I look at the front of it, I do tend to notice that it has a little... That's right, I'm in this mode. Thing that pops out, and we can see on this picture, this is what I'm talking about. So we could, what I'm gonna do to make that is I'm going to get a loop cut, bring it there and to there, and what I'm then going to do is grab the frontmost face forward from this view, middleist. Doesn't matter if it's off too much. There we go. Looks about right. And just keep doing this, you know. Would it help if I scaled it by Y? Nope. I don't know why it's, you know, it's a Blender thing, I guess. Okay, just continue bringing that out. And it does kind of do a curvy thing. So I think I'm just gonna almost ignore that for now. And I will come in and add that with a bevel in just a minute. Or I think it's more so just gonna look like that, but then we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Maybe I won't add this top one just yet. There we go. Okay, so that looks pretty solid. Looks pretty good. I would say. Except I forgot to do the other side, so now I have to redo all of this. That's so fun. I love Blender. Wow. Thank you so much, Blender. Wow. French kiss. Mwah. That's amazing. Wow. Just okay, I'm gonna stop. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Bring it up. Okay. There we go. So there's our basic what's it called? I can't think of it. Or well, I mean, I guess there's still more work to do, so I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just shut up for once. Yeah. Continue bringing everything down. Yeah, I'll do both of these. Maybe I'm not going to worry about this part just yet. Just bring it down to there, because I still need to work on this top part and make that one look ultra pretty. No, I just want... Okay, there we go. I don't think there's really too much to do other than add that bottom part. So, I'm scared to do that part. I don't really want to. But I guess I will. Guess I'll face my fears. I'll be a big boy. I do kind of want to simplify it though, because I don't really feel like this is too big of a detail. There we go. And what I'll do after that is 1.5. Then I will scale this by, oh no, I didn't mean to scale, okay, I just want to scale it by Y. 0.5. And that looks, I think that looks okay. I mean, no one's ever gonna look at that, so it's not too big of a deal. Wonder what that's even for, but what I'm gonna do now is I don't really like how sharp this edge is, so I'm just gonna boolean that. And that kind of just makes it more not as sharp looking. And I feel like in the top almost that it should come up a little bit. No, I guess not. So on the real one, the top is covered by a mesh. And so I'm not quite sure what to do about that mesh part. I think I could just leave that for texturing. So that's what I'll do. Yeah, so I'm just gonna scale that into there. That's how big that mesh part should be. And I think from looking at someone else's model, it should just kind of be right there, then come up a little bit. So what I'll actually do is I'll select every wonder why that's off. Okay, I think that is fixed, so now there's like 3.5 on each side. And I'm going to scale that down like that. So that looks like where our mesh would be, and the rest would just be the supports for the mesh. Alright, let's look at our, it's not that one, this one, at this reference picture. So it was folded sheet metal is how they made these, I think. So man, I wonder if it's because there's no headlamp. Maybe that's why it's confusing me. I don't know, I'm just gonna make up excuses for why it's throwing me off. So I'm just gonna throw in a little headlamp so I can stop being confused. I'm not gonna do anything, I'm just gonna add a box. Oh, it just looks stupid. I don't know why that's confusing me. Maybe it's because like not everything's there and I'm used to. That's probably it. I'm gonna call it that. Okay. So we need to add the little hanger things that hang off the side. Well, they don't hang off the side, but they. I wonder why they've even put those there. Probably for disassembly. Alright, so how I'm gonna go about doing this is plane 90. Okay. Object mode, go into edit mode, select these, delete, delete, and I'm gonna grab that and put that right here. And then I'm just gonna grab extrude directly up. Then I will mirror this on the Y axis. Right? Maybe it's because it's not a mesh. I'm just gonna make one half for now, and then I'll go back and add the other half later. too much. There we go. That looks good. Yep. And it looks like it. Okay, so maybe before I bevel it, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna move it out, and what I'll do now is this is where I will pull it out. So it does look like it almost stops at the curve, maybe? Oh no, it stopped at the feet. Okay. So I'm gonna go add in a little one for the feet, extrude Z, and then I will move everything out. Okay, and then I will go ahead and bevel it. I did move this up to about there, so yep. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna convert to a curve, and I'm gonna go in here, add some depth, but not too much. Like, that's way too much. 0.002, not enough. Still too much. But 0.6. 4. There we go. 4 looks good. So then I will convert this to a mesh. Convert to mesh. And I will go ahead and fill in these faces. And I think I want to make these feet, but I haven't like done that before on anything. But I have an idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that. No? Yeah. Okay, that's coming out like how I want it to. I think that looks... Alright, that looks really great. And we're going to go into... We're going to mesh, snap, cursor to selected, object set origin, 3D cursor, and I will mirror on Y global. So it is a little weird. So I need to join these. Join, and then I will bridge. Whoa. Please work, please. Oh no, I think it's because I have. Oh, do I have all of these selected? Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go add a edge loop, that looks like really, really weird for some unknown reason. Maybe first what I'll do actually is I'm gonna scoot these in with X, or with Y, merge at center, and same with the back. So I think what I did wrong is, I think it's because these aren't spaced enough. Yeah, because it should be spaced to like there almost. Okay. And so then I'm just going to get a loop cut in there. Raise up and bevel. Maybe needs to be raised to there. Nope. A little less. There we go. Alright, maybe, okay, so I'm gonna add a loop cut. I think I'm gonna add, yeah, 2 of those. I'm gonna, why? Okay, so I just kind of eyeballed that, and then I will shade autos, I will shade smooth, shade. Why are you like this? Stupid freaking Blender. Just kidding, Blender gods, I love you. So I think the problem is that these edges are too sharp. Oh wait, okay. That messes it up. So I think I went too high. Alright, so then I will just scoot that back onto the locomotive. There we go. Okay, so then object, snap, cursor will board. What? Okay, then you know the drill by now. Okay, then I will join these to the smokestack. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna add the sand dome, because that's actually super easy to do. So we can see that it will have 1, 2, 3, 4. Gotta count the side ones. That's 3. That's 8 sides. Cylinder vertices 8, and then this is probably the easiest part on all of this. There we go. So, actually, no, there we don't go. We need to rotate this. Sorry, we don't, not just. There we go, all of it to there. So now that face is hanging out the front. And then we are going to grab object, mesh, cylinder, and we're gonna, this needs, okay, that's not what I meant to do. This needs to be a complete circle, so, maybe, yeah, there we go, 48. Hey Theo, it's my doggy. Then push, I can't speak. Then we are going to just kind of scooch that up so it sits right on there. And actually, with my last try, I noticed that wasn't correctly centered. So cursor to selected and object, snap, selection to cursor. So now this should be perfectly centered on that octagon. Yeah, that's the 8-sided one, right? Sure. Okay. Actually, I want to shrink this, all of it, by a wee bit. Then scooch it up. Extrude. More. And then I'm going to bevel it, but instead of doing that one, I'm going to go into custom. And there are some pretty cool ones on here, but I don't think that's going to work for what I need it to work for. Oh no, it will. I like, where is it? This one. No, I guess it won't. So instead of just beveling it, because it has all these steps in it, I'm just going to do that all by hand. Bam. There we go. Okay, this is looking pretty good. I say that a lot, I noticed. So, you're welcome. Bevel that in. I wonder, isn't there the default? No, not default. Support loops. I guess not. Excuse me. Okay. I don't like how that looks, so I'm just gonna do 0.5 and call that accurate. No, I have an idea. Bring it up to there. Bevel. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab that one. Oops. I'm gonna scooch it down there, then I'll bevel that in, make it a little thicker. There we go. Okay. So that looks good. Okay. I think so. Bam. And hold on, let's look at our reference. So, it does. Oh, it has a little. Okay, so that's that. I do see that it has a little ring across here. Then I'm just gonna leave Z at 1. Does that look good? Yeah, that looks about right. Because it doesn't. I don't think it comes out too much. And then for that little ball shape thing at the top. Oh shoot. What I'll do is I will. I have a trick up my sleeve for doing this kind of crap. Why is this loop cut here? Okay. So I will bring one up to there and bring one in there. I screwed that, and I'm going to scale this one in. Oh, that's right, I instead of that. So I'm actually going to make use of that and bring that up to there. 5. Okay. Instead of that one shouldn't be 0.5. It needs to be taller. Oh, that work? 0.6. 5. 8. 7. You know what? I think that's good for what it needs to be. So, pretty easy. And not only was it easy, it kind of also looks good. I don't know why this thing is having weird problems with these meshes. Maybe if I subdivided it. I'm gonna leave it at that. So, for making the steam dome, really similar process. Actually, it's probably just the exact same thing. And I will just add a cylinder. Scale that. And so for the steam domes, they tend to have like kind of an interesting shape. So like comes into here, comes up, then scales out. Wait, no, just one, and then wait, what? There. Oh, that's what I meant to do. Okay. Why are you doing this? And then, whoa. Scale that in, bevel it. Bring that out. Then bring it out once more. Bring that center, scale down. And I'm gonna delete that and all that, and there we go. It looks pretty damn good. Alright, there we go. There's our steam dome and our sand dome done in one video. Why are you doing that? And then Blender's gonna make me crash out if I can fix, unless I can fix this. So I think it makes a second edge whenever I add a boolean, or not boolean, sorry, a freaking, whenever I add a bevel. There we go, that's the word I was thinking of. Wait, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Bridge edge loops. Yeah, okay, that's what it does. Maybe if I bring that down, then loop. No? Okay. This thing's just, Blender's just gonna make me angry today. Can I? There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Shade auto smooth. I think it's because it's too big of a change between that and the bottom one. Oh, it's not. I need to work on that one. That's the problem. I don't like this anymore. I don't like this. I don't like this software anymore. Hello, Mr. Blender. Would you like to cooperate? There we go. Face it. Oh, thanks for still being here. I don't know why it's doing that. But, I think that... What the hell? Is it just like that better? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so also usually in the top there's a hole, so I'm just gonna inset that by about yay. And there we go. We have our steam dome, sand dome, and smoke box that we have added to the boiler. And I need to figure out what I would like to do next. So it looks like a train, but it looks like a stupid train. To put it lightly. Sorry, Mr. Jupiter, but it's kind of the truth. But it won't be for long. I kill myself. Anyways. One more thing I forgot to do in the last video is add one of the main parts of the smoke or the boiler, which is a firebox. So let's add that. So whenever I add these fireboxes, they are always like super thin because they have to fit between the chassis lines. So you can also thankfully see with this right here, so it comes out to there. Okay, so it's, I need to hide this wheel so I can see better. That didn't really help too much. But just comes out to about there, and then I will also move the boiler plate back to there, and then I will join these two, and you can see that there's still that little weird edge, so just to fix that I will scooch it out just a little bit so that, there we go, that looks great. So now our boiler is more boiler-like, and there does need to be a bunch of rivets, so I'll also add those right now. Let's see, scale that in. There. Okay. Then I'll add a modifier, which is going to be an array. Make the x factor 0, make the y factor 1. I guess -1 in this case. Or maybe it needs to be more or less. Okay, 4.5. 4, 4, 5. Yeah, there we go. Other inside the freaking boiler. Whoa. Okay. So, I don't know why that one's like that, where it's up. I think that might be an error in the drawings, but we want to go down now. We want to go down by that much, by 6. And we'll add count of 5. Okay, so now where's my world origin? Object, set origin, snap, cursor. Holy crap. Okay, there we go. And that's our boiler. Complete, except for the inside, but we'll deal with that in a different video. Also on here, this rod should come out more. Oh, that's nice, it's already selected. So like there, and then the frame, this part right here where it gets held, should come out too. Look at that. There we go. So, I think that's going to be it for this video. We got a lot done, and now it looks more like the Jupiter than it ever has before. So, actually it looks like one of those really early 1800s steam locomotives where they were just like this. They had no cab or cow catcher. It's funny to see it like that. But anyways, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. And next video will most likely be the cab, because I like doing that. That's always fun. And yeah, alright. Bye guys.